you love. This is Chicago's #1 African music station, WGHC 98.3 FM.
I am Mazi KK Odeluga.
Mazi Ejikeme Obasi.
Na Mazi Oke Okachuku.
This is Straight Talk Radio, the world as we see.
Coming to you from WGHC 98.3 FM. Your voice, your music, your station.
Listen to us this and every Saturday at 4 to 5 p.m. U.S. Central, and this and every Tuesday at 9 to 10 p.m. U.S. Central.
Ndewono. Hello. Welcome again to another episode of Straight Talk Radio, the world as we see it. I must apologize for coming to you a little behind schedule. It was due to some technical difficulties in our station. But I'm glad that we are here now, and we'll have a very full program today. There's so much going on. As you are aware, on Saturdays we usually focus on issues that affect the Nigeria, especially the Ndibo within Nigeria. My co-panelists are soon going to join me. We have Dr. Mazi Ejike Obasi, who is joining us by phone. Mazi Obasi, can you please welcome again? Yes. So Mazi Okachuku will soon be able to join us. Yeah, so many things has been going on, as you are aware, Mazi Obasi, and a few of them we have talked about on this show. But now, I mean, it looks like it's an unending cycle of violence that is being perpetuated by the Fulani headsmen. And so we're going to dive into it a little bit more, but we will love our listeners to send us their comments on our Facebook page. You can go to WGHC 98.3 FM. We're broadcasting this episode live on Facebook. So you can leave your comments there, or you can call us if you're in the Chicagoland area at 773-942-7167. We would love to hear from you. Again, this is Straight Talk Radio coming to you from WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. So, Mazi Obasi, what can you say about what has been going on with the Fulani headsmen in Plateau State?
Well, I think anybody who follows news in Nigeria is aware that basically the country is rapidly spiraling into a failed state. There is absolutely no security. There is no sense of safety. And we blame it on quote-unquote Fulani herdsmen. But I think we need to walk away from that misnomer now. This is no longer a herdsman issue. This is really an insurgency by the Fulani on ethnic populations in the Middle Belt and southern Nigeria. So I think that's where we need to start. It is gone beyond an issue of quote-unquote herdsmen. The recent attacks in Jos and Benue should show everybody that this is now a coordinated attack on civilian population, and more it is becoming clear that the Nigerian armed forces are in some degree complicit in what is going on. Yes. So let's talk about ethno-religious violence in Nigeria, perpetuated predominantly by the Fulani.
Yes.
Yes.
So just buttressing the point that you're making, I think at this point it should be seen as a failure of a state to provide security for her citizens. And doing that, becoming complicit in acts of violence being perpetrated by organizations within their geopolitical space, because there is no reason this menace could not have been contained, being some kind of support, coordination, or collaboration with people within the government. Like now, you can now see, in light of what T.Y. Danjuma told us, that he's correct. And so right away you have another Biafra in the making.
Worse.
In the sense that it was these kinds of scenarios, these kinds of violence that perpetrated against Easterners that forced the Easterners to ask to leave Nigeria so that they can have a state where they are sure that their lives and property will be protected.
Yes.
And so all over Middle Belt, there's a state of unease. And of course, the president went there and asking for prayer. What do you think about the president's comment?
Well, it's not just the president. The vice president has also made a similar comment. I think it's reprehensible. The buck stops with you. If you truly do not have any solution to what is going on, then the honorable thing, instead of asking Nigerians for prayer, is for you to step down. Accept that you have failed in your primary duty, which is to protect life and property of Nigerian citizens, and allow more competent people to take the reins of government and see if solutions can be found.
Yes.
So I really think, I want to believe that the president and the vice president were misquoted, because you cannot tell me, go and look at Nigeria's annual budget and look at how much is earmarked for the military and defense. And you tell me, with all that money, you cannot even begin to show signs that there is a presence in Nigeria that is that can checkmate the activities of the Fulani headsmen or the terrorists, which we now know most of them are not even Nigeria. So it is a complete failure of the government.
Yeah.
And, I think every right-thinking Nigerian should be asking, if you have accepted defeat, why are you still holding on to the reins of power?
So, I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
I know the time will not allow us to say all that there is to say on this. First, I saw that, so you were saying that maybe you would like to believe that they were misquoted. Maybe the president was misquoted because the statement that we got from him is from one Mr. Shehu Musa. But the vice president, I saw a video of him in Benue State with a bunch of people who are part of the military and security forces behind him. And he got up, and what got me mad watching the video is one of his statements is that he's got the leaders of the military and the security forces, and that they will report to the people after him what they will be doing, not what they have done or what has happened, but what they will be doing to make sure that this is arrested. Why I was pissed off at that statement is it's not the first time.
That's
it is
right.
not the second time. It is not the third, the fourth, or the fifth time.
Oh.
But to say that the military and the security forces will be telling the people what they will be doing, these people have absolutely no idea what they're doing.
Meaning that they're not doing anything at
or that they are collaborating, like everybody else is pointing out, even Amnesty International, with these people to do what they are doing right now.
Yes.
If you look at what we talked about 2 weeks ago about the agricultural thing, the grazing, the ranching plan.
Ranching plan, yes.
See where that is drawn. See the belt of where they have done this. See where the conflicts have been before. Remember, this has started earlier with Jos and Plateau State.
That's right.
It is still the same region. It is still the same thing. And for this government The government before actually had a plan and curtailed it, but for this government to come in and this starts and continues, and every time they tell us the same thing, to pray and tell us that the people who are in charge of security will be telling us what they will be doing and what they will be coming up, it doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is it is a plan that they are working out in collaboration, because it doesn't make sense any other way.
Yes, and isn't it interesting that when Buhari came to the United States, he should have simply told our government here, the White House, that basically we have a problem in Nigeria of terrorism.
Yes.
And when we go back, we're going to pray.
So this is why I think.
But then he now spent $600 million, right? Dollars worth of ammunition, Nigerian money, to buy ammunition, just to go home and tell the people that we'll be praying about solving this problem.
And the last time we were on this radio station, the news that we have is that the Nigerian military bombed a bunch of people in Bauchi State because some security officer was killed. It has nothing to do to bomb innocent civilians because one or two people killed an officer. It doesn't make sense. You're killing a bunch of people over some truants that you could actually fish out.
Yeah.
But they are using the power of the military to drop bombs from on high with planes
on Christian communities.
And they cannot get herdsmen. No one has been persecuted. Amnesty International just published something last week that said that the reason this is going on is because the Nigerian government is not serious, hasn't caught anybody, hasn't prosecuted anybody, hasn't tried to dissuade anybody for doing anything like this.
You know, so again, I think what we should be doing in Straight Talk now is not talking.
Yes.
What should be the actionable points for people who are listening to us? What should they be doing to make sure that they bring some justice to bear upon this issue?
Well, I don't know if Mazi Obasi has something he could start.
I mean,
if I may come in here, I think, first of all, I don't know if any of you saw the video circulating on YouTube about some of these Fulani terrorists that were captured.
Yes.
And some of them confessing.
Yes.
In the video that they were that some of their sponsors are in the military.
Yes.
Right?
Confirming what everybody else has been saying.
So the issue is, this confession has been seen by Nigerian communities worldwide.
Yes.
Can we hold our security apparatus, hold them to going to find out who these people are that are in the military that are sponsoring? If you have this confession in public, it should not be very hard to name names.
Yes.
So Nigerians should be expecting that within the next 30 days maximum, senior military officials that are complicit in backing these terrorists should be made known to the public, prosecuted, and as far as I'm concerned, executed, because these are people that are perpetuating murder in the Nigerian state.
So we're asking
That's one actionable action.
We're asking the cat to tell us which of the mice stole the fish. But we know that cat also can eat fish. So what I'm saying is the president and vice president. So the president actually, I'll get off the vice president for a second. Not that he should go scot-free. The president of Nigeria, his statement was that he was saying, he took it personal, and he was saying that it's injustice. That's the word he used. Mm-hmm. That it's injustice to blame him for what the herdsmen are doing.
Okay.
But because that people are expecting that maybe they think that he's one of them, he looks like them, that maybe he should talk to them and call them and speak to them and make this all stop. That it's injustice for people to blame him. And then the same Shehu Musa who released the statement said that even the people who are saying that there has been this massacre also are saying that the government has been able to take care of some of the insecurities without examples. Mm-hmm. I would like to first know what examples of insecurities have that government been able to take care of that people are talking about and which people? And then why is it injustice to blame the commander-in-chief of a federation that's supposed to keep the citizens safe when he fails at his job? Why is it injustice to blame him, but not injustice for him not to have people do their job, the security agents do their jobs, and make sure that this stopped after the first time, or after the second, or after the third, after he told the whole world while in London that these are people who are sponsored by Gaddafi that left Libya, were Nigerian cousin, so he knows all these things. He knows where they're coming from. He knows the route they're taking. The security, the military that actually ended up confronting these people said that they were held by these gunmen, herdsmen as they call them, and I call them terrorists. They were held by these people for a while and actually took in casualties before they were able to push them back. The president of Nigeria also said that these herdsmen are carrying AK-47. So he knows all these things.
That's right. So he gets security briefing.
And he has done nothing.
No. You see,
absolutely.
No.
Actually, all he has done is help them continue.
That's right, because it's all about privilege.
Yes.
You see, he sees this as, why are you blaming me for a problem that is in the country? Meanwhile, when he ran for government, part of what he promised the people that he was going to take care of Boko Haram
in 2 months
and provide them security. Okay. 2. He knows, because he used to be he's still maybe a patron of the spokesperson for Fulani, the cattle breeders.
Yes.
So he also is in that business of cattle breeding. So he has some of his cattle that does not show up at the fights, because the cattle never really shows up at the killings. That's the point.
Oh, that's the other thing. They always say is because somebody took. Actually, this time they said it was somebody stole 300 cattle. 300 cattle. And every time they say that somebody stole something, there has not been an investigation to confirm.
No, you see, so again,
or deny.
So let's go back to culpability.
Yes.
Okay, at the top level, the commander-in-chief is saying he can't do anything. The vice president,
that is injustice to blame him.
Now, what is the House, the Congress doing?
Oh.
Okay, so that is where, like somebody will say, that is where the trouble matters. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, because these are representatives of the people.
Complacency.
Why?
All around.
Why is the Congress still sitting when you have blood of Nigerians flowing freely on the streets?
Every month in that part of Nigeria,
every day
they have mass burials.
No, this one they
every few weeks.
Yes. So what should the Speaker of the House, the Senate leader? Why are there have not been hearings? Even if there were hearings, who have they held? Who have they sanctioned? Nobody.
Yep.
Who have they called to give account of what the strategies and the plans are? Who have been fired for not doing what they're supposed to do? Now, who have been held hearings to find out it was in lapses of intelligence failure, where people didn't pick up there was something going to happen, or that the local command post, the police were not able to deal with the situation, or whether they called in the military and they weren't able to do it. So what is the House doing?
What is anybody doing? Because what happens is the Nigerian Council of Churches will call for prayers, and they will pray, and all these people will, actually, who I saw doing something was what's her name?
Ezekwesili.
Yes. Marching on the street of Abuja, going through Aso Rock, all by herself, carrying a flag and being stopped by security agents so that she doesn't cross all the way into Aso Rock. And she evaded them for a while before she was stopped. She was the only person, a one-person activist with a flag, marching the streets, asking the government to do what they are supposed to do to protect these people. She's not from that area. The people from that area, the governor of Benue State, was on TV speaking a lot of good English. Nothing. The people that are supposed to speak up in the House, in the Congress, are standing up in the chambers and blowing a whole lot of grammar and sitting down and thinking that somebody else should do something.
Yes.
What kind of place do we have? The followers are terrible, because a lot of people will march on the streets and cry and then go home, and then it's like, all right, this is all. and then the next week we will hear the same news again. It is the insanity playing out over and over and over and over again, because we do the same things, nothing changes, and we do it again, nothing changes, and we keep doing the same thing thinking that it's going to change something.
So, this is WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station, and you're listening to Straight Talk Radio, the world as we see it. We've been talking about the genocide that is happening in Nigeria, and I think that word should be the right word to use.
It is.
It is genocide. The Fulani inspired terrorists are out unhindered,
Yep.
out with the cooperation of elements of the Nigerian security forces
of the Nigerian government, all the
and
way to
the leadership.
top leadership.
That's right. Until they arrest somebody, we cannot say they are not culpable.
It is not injustice to blame the president. Actually, it is the president that is culpable. It is the president, the vice president, and everybody in that administration, and everybody that is part of that administration that is doing this, and they are doing it on purpose until they prove otherwise.
Including the heads of services of the military and police.
Even the Congress and all the representatives, they are part of this whole mess until they show that they are not.
And so, really, so Mazi Obasi, go on.
The question I am asking is, as presently constituted, this country called Nigeria, do you truly believe that with all the problems we are seeing, that it is possible to solve this issue based on the current setup of this country? Because right now the federal government has complete power to decree, to do anything. You realize that even in situations where local governors or rulers at the local level have tried to get the police or the military to act based on information received prior to attack, nothing has happened.
Because it is part of the plan of this government.
Directives come from Abuja.
Yes.
And so, does it not be
Yes, you're fading out, Mazi Obasi.
for every single zone?
Yes.
So that's a question.
Yes.
Because if we begin to see that as a long-term solution to some of this rubbish, then why are the legislators, especially those from the Middle Belt, Western Nigeria, the Southwest, the Southeast, and South-South, why are they not even bringing this up in the legislature, at the House of Legislation?
No.
Why?
No, this like you duly pointed out, this crisis is has shown us one thing. The country, this government had been stressed. They have failed the stress test
woefully,
and therefore do not have what it takes to actually govern or provide basic responsibility of a government, for which most governments we know are constituted for the general welfare of the people and also to provide security to life and property. So you could say, rightly, like you said, there's nothing that will come out of this government to solve this problem. Unfortunately, what the people have to do is, again, make sure that when it comes to the next ballot box, that they do not return this level of incompetence back to Asu Rock. That is one. Two, those who call themselves leaders. Now, we understand the dynamics that goes on in Nigeria. This is the time to hear again from T.Y. Danjuma. He cannot be silent. He cannot keep quiet. If he thinks his voice, he cannot tell the world that his voice can be shut off or be bought. This is the time to hear from the good old Jack Yakubu Gowon, who is the master of prayer for Nigeria. So he's been praying. Now he needs to come up with some answers and make sure that he speaks clearly about the complexity of or really what's going on. Ethnic cleansing, genocide within his own neck of the wood. Where is OBJ, who tore up his PDP card to show his great support for APC? Now your guy is running the country down. Tinubu, where are you? He needs to pick up the phone. And then, of course, our good friend who was the consultant that helped and assisted APC in their formation,
Axelrod?
who was paid millions of dollars,
Yes.
Axelrod in Chicago. Maybe we need to go and ask Axelrod.
Maybe we should go to.
Maybe we should ask
to
him. Yes, call up your client and find out. Didn't you give him the manual on how to be a commander-in-chief?
Well, Axelrod was a paid operative. He delivered what they paid him for. He was a consultant, but it is the Nigerians. So T.Y. Danjuma was correct in all his assessments. One of the things he said is that if you think that this government and the security forces are going to come to your aid, that you're dreaming.
Yes.
He said it months before the last two happened. Before the recent one, it was clear. So it happened all around and went back to the same place. He did say that if you're thinking that this government is coming to save you, that the government is collaborating with these people to kill those people. It's a land grab. It's always been, and it's the same thing that they've been doing before. When Buhari was on the sidelines, when Obasanjo was there, when Jonathan was there, and he was perpetually running to get this position that he's got right now, he was plenty vocal about the fight with Boko Haram, how these people needed to be appeased rather than be attacked, how the herdsmen, people that should be sat down with and talked with. All of a sudden, this is all changed. They are now coming from Libya. They are no longer people that you could sit and talk to and are displaced because they are not getting any fair shake in Nigeria. Why is he not doing the same things he's criticizing the government for not taking care of when he was not part of that administration? Why does it seem that they are getting better guns to outgun the military and the police? And the police and military a lot of times are not there until they're gone, and nobody's been arrested and prosecuted to the point that somebody is deterred from doing this. And the foreign media and even Nigerian media, I beg you, please stop saying farmers herdsmen clashes. It is not a clash when somebody has a gun and is shooting people who are in their farms. If somebody takes cattle from somewhere else and moves it into your farm and kill your entire community, it is not a clash. It is a wipeout from some foreigners into your land. It is not a clash. It is terrorism. Please stop making it sound like it's an equal fight and somebody's provoking somebody. It is not.
No, I mean, even if I stop you from bringing your cow on my land,
it is
then
my land.
No. If you feel that you have some rights that have been abridged,
there are the courts.
Then go to the courts. Go to the courts. And so when you
and
go
they
to
have associations. Why don't you go through your association?
Okay. Now they've made enough money to actually buy swaths of land and do ranching on their own. We've talked about that.
Yes.
They don't want to do that. Again, the other part of this is really at the ECOWAS level that signed agreement that allowed for free movement of cattle across boundaries.
But that's okay. ECOWAS could do that. What the Ekiti governor did this, and I applaud him. Why did the Benue governor not decide when this happened the first time? No cattle, free movement in my state. There is nothing that stops him from doing that today.
But that's why Benue has been at the eye of the storm, because they passed a non-grazing bill saying no grazing on their land. And that is the reason that these Fulani terrorists said that they will continue to attack Benue until, including one of the chief of the army staff, one of the security chiefs said, what do you expect? When you pass a bill like that, you're going to provoke these guys. They're going to keep killing people.
That I'm telling you not to come to my land with your cattle and destroy it.
So you get the drift.
Yes.
So the response to violence is for you to retreat from doing what you know is right for your citizens.
Yes.
And this is supposed to be a military commander
Yes.
of the... Well, so therein lies the issue that in Nigeria, everything is turned on its head.
Yes.
Actually, I am quite pleased to note that recently the traditional organizations from various indigenous people in Benue State, the Chiefs, the Domas, and some other groups have come together to say no to that grazing bill.
Yes.
Because that is another a way of the federal government also perpetuating.
Not only are they saying no to the grazing bill,
I very, very strongly encourage Ohaneze Ndigbo, together with the governor of Ebonyi State, to come out also and say a resounding no.
So actually,
any kind of federal government grazing plan in Ebonyi State.
Beyond the grazing bill, last 2 weeks we talked about the National Livestock Transformation Plan, which is the ranching plan, the next level after the grazing bill. And
yes, so
Benue has said no to that too. Benue has said no to that. Ohanese also have said no to that too. I think Ohanese is a it doesn't govern any states. Ohanese is a conscience. So Ohanese saying no to it is great. Benue State is a government and has said no to it. We need all the other states that are part of that green circle that they mapped out,
yes,
to be able to say yes or no.
That's right.
Based on how they feel. And also even the states that are not mapped out, because they said this is the where this is going to, this is the pilot program is going to happen in these states,
yes,
but they want to roll it out to the entire federal Republic of Nigeria. Every state should say yes or no. And I don't mean the governors signing on behalf of the people. The people should have it on the ballot and say yes or no.
They don't need to have it on the ballot. If you're listening and you're from Enugu State, Anambra State, Imo State,
I could tell you what Enugu State people and Anambra State are saying.
Right? Every state in the Southeast, your House of Assembly should pass a bill and put it before the governor saying no implementation of the federal grazing bill.
The grazing bill, the National Livestock Transformation Plan, what I'm saying is you should say government give the money to the state, and anybody who wants to be able to run such a business, yes, that could meet the requirements of the business should go get the money. If nobody gets the money, the state should return the money to the federal government.
That's right.
But the federal government should not eminent domain lands and take it and do ranching, because we see already what's happening with these people.
That's right.
This is before a bill is passed.
Yes.
What do you think is going to happen when you pass a bill to allow them to?
There is a great opportunity that I see. And so where all this should end is at the ballot box.
Are we going to get to the ballot box? Because I see anarchy reigning before we get to the ballot. I see the state failing before we get to the ballot box.
The state is on, the state under Buhari has collapsed. So we're trying to see if there is some. This is a state that is on life support, and so what you're trying to do is to see if there's any kind of maneuver that can jack it a little back into life and maybe put it on a better state of health, that somebody can maybe resurrect. And that is a conversation that should start at the House of Assembly, House of Representatives, and also at the Senate. What are they saying about the agitations across Nigeria for restructuring or self-determination?
How can it?
Because what this is really going to, the only way it's going to be resolved. We've seen this before. This started in 66, May 29, 1966.
Yes.
July 29, 1966.
Yep.
September 29, 66. October. Eventually, the Easterners then decided we can no longer be hunted like animals. We have to find a place where we can sit and form a government that can defend our life and our property. And that was the birth of the Republic of Biafra.
And Russia and the UK and Europe and some part of the Americas decided that, nope, you can't do that.
So because the African supposedly does not have a right to choose how to live, where to live, and how to govern himself.
Oh no, how could they? They are three-quarter human.
So this is the only solution to this menace.
Yeah.
It is genocide at work. If the international community cannot come in to solve this problem, since this government is aiding and abetting genocide, there's a right to protect that needs to be pulled up at this stage. If that shouldn't happen, if that won't happen, then let the Security Council raise up a UN protection force for the Middle Belt, for the Southeast, for the South, and all the other places that they are threatening to go with their weapons to the Southwest.
So maybe 2 weeks ago, I would have said amen to that. A few months ago, I was chairing RTP. But for me to watch this happen, Nigerian government did nothing. Foreign press, if you said something, but the foreign governments ignored it. The UN ignored it. Only global organization that is saying anything is Amnesty International. Other than that, everybody's not it. So at this point, I've come to a different realization, which is the people should solve their local solution to local problem, just like we've been talking about. What I'm asking the international community is to stay away, since we've been making a whole lot of noise, since we've been saying Hosanna, help here, and nobody has said anything. I think we are to the point, at least I am, where I'm saying stay away, because what's going to happen in the next few months, we don't need any help. The state is going to fail. The people are going to try to get themselves together, and I think we need the catharsis where we fail miserably, so that something beautiful will rise out of whatever is burnt up the phoenix. The international community, you're not there now when we need you. Please stay away when we don't. And it's going to be in the next few months.
So the question I have to ask, anyway, is in line with this self-help, because this is something that kind of has intrigued me. Who makes up this quote-unquote Nigerian army? Who makes up the Nigerian army? Because it is clear that a wide swath of the Middle Belt is being forcibly taken over.
Yes.
And the army is complicit in this.
Yes.
So, is the army a Fulani army?
The officer corps.
Yeah. Because the reason I ask this question,
yes.
the reason I ask this question is nobody likes mutiny. But you know what? Sometimes when you have a very bad command, the next in line needs to step up to say, this is wrong.
Unless the next in line is in agreement with whatever the command is. If you notice what happened when Buhari came in, they promptly retired people from everywhere else and raised up people of the Fulani
ethnic heritage.
So
that's
all
right.
the commands, most of the commands are managed by the same kind of people.
Yes.
That actually you could say are related to the people that are causing all this havoc and terrorism on the rest of the country.
You can say Buhari sent the list.
Yes.
Osibanjo signed off on it.
Of course.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the
Senate rubber stamped it.
Yes. So again, it's a total whiteout.
Yes.
Everybody gotta go.
Yes.
They have been so incompetent, insensitive, and they have shown they've shown actually their card. APC came into Nigeria to destroy her.
Wow.
And they have succeeded.
And they have succeeded.
Yes.
First, they attacked the economy. Then they destroyed what was left of the trust amongst the people. And then the security apparatus was seized by the APC operatives.
Yep.
And they're now destroying, committing genocide in broad daylight.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about the hidden agenda. Maybe this is, maybe not. No, we thought we've seen everything in Benue. They moved from Benue straight back to Jos, where it has always been.
So before Cameron left in England, he told us that Nigeria is fantastically corrupt, with the Nigerian president and the Archbishop of Canterbury standing right next to him, and a lot of Nigerians were up in arms. I am not one of those, because if you're saying it to the face of the people, I mean, if you are calling it as it is with the person who should know, he knows what he's talking about. If Nigeria is fantastically corrupt, he must have seen something to support that. He must have known something to support that, and he had no fear to say it in front of the Nigerian delegation. That's one. That tells me that this government is fantastically corrupt. Actually, I'll give you some references. So the NMPC, the Minister of Finance, is saying that she doesn't understand how she couldn't square what she's getting from NMPC versus what should be coming in. That's fantastically corrupt. But this is not the first time. We've heard of 30 million missing, 50 billion missing, all this money missing. It is the same story over and over again, and what have we done? Nothing. So let's go past that. Nigeria has borrowed a lot of money since Buhari came into power. World Bank has been trying to sponsor small businesses with loans and grants, but Nigeria herself has continued to borrow from other people. I know came over to US and said they were buying $600 million worth of equipment. You will find out that it's probably being borrowed from the US rather than exchange of money. Why is this important? Because the Nigerian economy was thriving before this government got into place. It has since gone way beyond life support. It's actually almost dead.
Yes.
But
even as the price of oil has climbed back up.
That's correct. And if you look at, the amount of money they are borrowing, you would think that there are infrastructure going all over Nigeria that is making the roads better. But what did we hear this weekend? A tanker failed its brake, and more than 19 cars got burnt, and 9 people confirmed dead. But there will be more. We know. The roads are not good. The rest of the infrastructure is not good. Energy and power, which is what they're borrowing the money from World Bank for, which is in billions of dollars. All right, I'm going to put that aside. Maybe there's work that they're going to show us, but we don't know. The money that was returned from Abacha's loot, which this current president said that Abacha stole no money before he found out that he did. The money that was returned, $300 million of it, this week, they said that they are going to actually use that to alleviate poverty. And they're going to take $300 million and divide it across 300,000 households in Nigeria, which means, actually, after they said that, then what I read, I have to square the math, is that everybody that is going to get the money, the number of people they think is going to get the money, is going to get $14. And I know that math doesn't compute for me. Why am I saying all this? Money is coming back that was looted from Abacha, and the thought and the math they worked out, I am all for taking care of poor people, is to take cash and give it to poor people that they will spend today and not have anything tomorrow.
No. You see,
there are no thought going into any kind of infrastructure or any kind of program in Nigeria to alleviate poverty instead of giving cash to people.
Yes. So, Mazi,
doesn't it make you sometimes wonder if we actually have a government?
And that's my point.
I'm wondering who's in the administration, who has a plan anywhere.
No, it's not about who is, but there is no system. There is no government.
That's a shame.
There's no government. No leadership.
No
Period.
leadership. Yes.
Period. You see, because the first thing you must do is to guarantee safety of your people.
Foul.
They failed on that.
Yes.
They can't feed the UN recently republished Nigeria is the poorest country in the world.
Yes, and Nigeria, what they did was promptly attack the organization for
that's right. So again, the people who were Baba, the people who were celebrating Baba, the people who felt that Buhari will be the savior, you have now come to that moment.
If you listen to them on
you
Facebook,
have now come to that moment.
On YouTube, you see a lot of them actually. They are beginning to say, "What do you mean 2009 re-election?"
So what you do is register to vote.
A friend of mine posted his PVC online.
Yes.
To just make sure, and I like that. post your PVC. You do the same thing he did. Cover your personal information, but show us you have your PVC and show the government that you have your PVC ready. Not just for Buhari and his government, but for all those people that feign that they're representing you in the Congress that are doing absolutely nothing on the federal level, on the state level. Vote them all out.
Yeah,
get the
and
people that care about
you know, the thing is that among leaders there should be some outrage. Interestingly, there was a debate in the House of Lords on Nigeria regarding
foreign government talking about Nigeria. While Nigerians are busy talking about the mango market that Buhari just launched.
So there was a conversation at the House of Lords. So you have different parliamentarians. Many of them were quite sympathetic and quite furious about what was going on.
Yes.
And they wanted to know what Her Majesty's government is doing.
Going to do.
Now, and that is important.
Yes.
Why that is important is it is Her Majesty's government that supervise the slaughter of Easterners and children in Biafra. So now...
And that continue to supervise what's going on in Nigeria because they're the ones that invited Buhari up to London and had him meet with Shell BP to talk about the $15 million or $1 billion deal.
No, it's not just even the deals that they want.
Yes.
It's the House of Fulani oligarchy is still a client of the British Her Majesty's
time they
government.
show up to Nigeria, they go meet all of them in the north and they stop there.
No, because historically, these are boy to the Queen.
Yes.
So Buhari is sitting tight because somebody in London has his back. Do you understand? So you don't see any outrage in the foreign policy headquarters in Paris, in London, in Washington, D.C., or in Brussels. Why? Because everybody's waiting for UK to make a move. And so that's why the parliamentarians raised that issue and asking Her Majesty's government, which is Theresa May, what are you doing about this genocide going on in Nigeria? What are you doing to hold the people that you guys have propped up, the people that who have your ears? This is the time to hold them accountable. Come out. We need to hear from Theresa May what she has to say about the genocide going on in Nigeria. I can give it to Trump. Trump, before Buhari, asked him, look, those Christians you guys are killing, we don't like it. What about it?
And he said they were going to talk about that.
They say, okay, we'll talk about it. But hey, please, can
you
hear me? Can you hear me?
That trade is make sure that we don't have any
Donald Trump, can you hear me? Please send off a tweet and ask Buhari again, bro.
What about those Christians?
What about those things we talked about?
What have you done for them lately?
What have you done for the Christians that you know based on that? Anyway, let's take a little station break because this is WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. Again, we want to give a shout out to the annual international convention of the Imo State Congress that is coming up in July of 6th to the 8th here in the great city of Chicago at the Holiday Inn Chicago North Shore Skokie, and many of you know it's 5300 West Dewey Avenue. That's where it will be happening. All the who is who in Imo State government and all important personalities are going to be in Chicago. We even hear that some of them are already in town, and many are going to be coming from all parts of the United States to be at this great conference. So, Umu Imo Nine, Obakudu Annual International Conference, Imo State State Congress is at Holiday in Chicago, and it's starting from July 6th to July 8th. So you need to register, and the registration fee is $75, and that will give you entrance to the Friday Cultural Extravaganza and also the Saturday Gala. And of course, great issues and matters will be discussed by all the Imo indigents. And I would like us a little bit to focus on Imo State because something unique really is happening in Imo State.
So for the conference, who do they contact?
Oh, Dr. Jovita Anyang, who is the national, he's the chairman for their convention. So you can contact him, and we'll give you a number that you can call if you want to get more information regarding that. So, but I want us to go back to
Imo State.
Imo State. Yeah, that contact number is 708. I had it for a minute.
While he's looking for the contact
Yes.
number, so this is Imo State.
Yes.
Does that mean that if I'm not from Imo State, but I like to hang out within the Imo States, should I show
sure.
up?
You should. As
All
only Igbo, you will be allowed. I think they will be honored to receive you. Yeah, the number to call will be 708-256-8886. 708-256-8886. And that is for the chairman of the convention. I mean, it promises to be a great time of fellowship, a great time of conversation and discussion. And I'm hearing rumors that even the deputy governor of Imo State may be in town.
How about the governor?
And then
My good friend.
No, he doesn't travel. He's busy trying to govern the state.
Okay, sorry
Now,
about that.
Imo State is presenting a unique challenge
Yes.
to the Igbo.
Yeah.
Because many of us knew when Imo State was created.
Yes.
I think I
Honorable
was
Simon Bakwe.
I've come of age.
Yes.
And we had there Sam Bakwe, who was the governor,
Yes.
the first governor. You see, what I did not know about Simon Bakwe, and that is part of the challenge that many of us are now having, because history and conversations don't happen. Mbakwe was one of the key. He was a provincial chair during in the Republic of Biafra.
Yes.
So he understood the Ahira Declaration.
Yes.
He knew where Ndibo was going.
Ah.
And so now I really, in retrospect, I could see why he governed the way he governed.
Yes.
He was smart, he was strategic, and he was, in fact, he knew how to walk both sides of the aisle. Remember in that whole MPN palaver, he did better than Jim Wobodo
Yep.
in navigating that whole terrain, and was able to get for Imo State everything that Imo needed. But then it looked like something
Then a new breed cropped up after the
something
military.
happened.
Yes. But you said a word. You said two words that I like. Ahira Declaration. If you're listening to us and this is the first time you're hearing of Ahira Declaration, AHIRA. Oh, sorry, AHIARA Declaration.
You got to Igbo.
Ahia.
Aha.
Right. If this is the first time you're hearing of it, please consult your Google pages, consult your Yahoo, consult your Bing, any other search engines, and find out about Ahira Declaration and read it for yourself. Because I think, I'm hoping that at some point we're going to have opportunity to actually go through Ahira and talk through the points for our listeners. But this will not be the day because it will take over the whole conversation.
So now, a lot of people in Imo State are crying.
Yes. What are they crying for?
You see, again, it was one of those. Okorocha was sold as the businessman, very successful. He came back from the
Okorocha.
north.
Trump is trying to be Okorocha. I was going to say Okorocha is Trump before Trump, but Trump is trying to be Okorocha.
No, so he was. There was high hopes.
Yes.
This is the man who is going to take Imo to the next level.
A man of the people, friend
So
to
he-
the poor,
So he came in
through ABGA,
and overthrew a government. PDP was.
a grandfathered government
Yes.
that wasn't doing so well anyway.
So he became in as part of APGA,
Yes.
Patindibo.
Oh yes.
And so that was the second.
So the
Igbo-
people a bill of goods.
So that was the second state that was now
Igbo party. Yes.
that is in on APGA.
And his first week in office was wonderful.
Yes.
Because he made a lot of promises. He took a lot of pictures with school children. He promised scholarship. Actually, he declared the state to be he gave scholarship to every student in the school. He got a lot of people employed in the government. He gave job to 10,000 people his first few months in office. Government jobs. And then
Subsequently. So if we have to look back,
yes.
and that's where we're asking all Imo, Ndi Imo, you can call
Show
in
up.
and let's hear from you, or send us a comment on our Facebook Live page, WGHC 98.3 FM, or you can call the station 773-942-7164 to be part of this conversation.
Yes.
What went wrong?
Actually, I think the better question will be what went right. Let's give Rochas some credit. Like I was saying, he gave hope his first few months. He told people that school fees all the way to secondary school, not a problem anymore. Gave them hope that maybe the government may even help them with their hopes to get into college. Gave jobs to 10,000 people, at least declared there were jobs for 10,000 people in his government, that he was going to take care of the unemployment problem. So he did provide hope, and people were thinking Imo State has arrived and that they were going places. And then unexpected happened, that the scholarship was nowhere to be found. The jobs started disappearing, and then started owing civil servants. But while he was owing civil servants, he was able to at least make the state beautiful during Christmas, because he had the tallest Christmas tree in all of Nigeria during Christmas, while the civil servants were not being paid. But he paid, I think people were saying, some of more than $1 million naira or dollars, I don't know which one, but he was able to find money in the state coffers to beautify the state, while civil servants were spending Christmas without payment, without having their services paid for. Not only that, he had continued to defy the odds. When people don't think that he could go any lower, he found a way to dig deeper. He is a man of many talents, and of recent, he has coined a word that I would like Imo people to actually think about. He called it Iberiberism. If you are in Imo State and you're thinking that Rochas is the man and should be the man, and he has molded so many people that you like, and you want to keep whoever he wants to grandfather to take care of you the next time, I will tell you to look up the meaning of Iberiberism in the dictionary of Rochas and see if actually that should help you decide better.
It's an interest, and this is Mazi Obasi, I would like you to chime in on this. Is there an epidemic of Iberiberism in Anibo?
Well, let's deal with Imo State, where we are right now. You know, let me first start by saying that Rochas was voted in as a backlash on Hakim.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's how Rochas came in.
Okay.
I'm not saying he might not have won, but it was the Imo State vote was really a protest vote. Anybody but Hakim.
Mm-hmm.
Now, having said that, I think that if you look at the Igbo state, the 5 core Igbo states, okay?
Yes.
Notice that the state where you actually have learned people in government
Yes.
have found a way to do well. Look at Anambra. Look at Enugu State. The problem with voting in
The lesser of two evils.
so I don't want to say uneducated, because education comes in many forms. But, you know, people who are thoroughly devoid of character,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that is what is thoroughly lacking. There is no character. Mgbe mmadụ na-amahụ ihe iji wuru nwoke,
Mm-hmm.
ya wuru ndị oshi na-ama,
Mm.
ndị 419,
Yes.
you can never do well. You can never.
Onye bute ego, equate it with success.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean-
Or na onye ama ife.
Well, have you seen? Because in a blame Rochas Okorocha,
Yes.
you must also lay blame on the sycophants
Who are
who are
surrounded?
around him,
Yes.
dancing to his tune.
Yes. Every person who is part of the Congress in Imo State does not go scot-free.
Okay, Imo State Congress is going to have a convention next weekend. We
Yes.
are announcing it.
Yes.
Imo State in America, there are representatives from your government that are going to be there.
Yes.
Are you going to and act like idiots? Or are you going to make your displeasure very plainly known to them?
Yes.
Well, it depends. If you have a displeasure while you're trying to get government contracts.
No.
Well,
And you see, that is the Iberiberism that I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Because you see, no, because I mean, in deference, I'm expecting at this convention, annual conference, that there are going to be serious matters of state that will be
people
discussed.
will speak truth to power,
and
maybe
then
in love.
The Imo indigenes in America will showcase their own ideas and be able to show some of these visiting dignitaries parts of Chicago, help them meet some of the leaders in the city,
Create
people who
yes.
build relationships. Let them visit the Chicago City Council Hall.
Yes.
See how business is conducted in a city, so
Yes,
that they were a
yes.
city government.
Njepu Amaka, yes.
And Njepu,
Yes.
go to the police, ask them about traffic control, ask them about whatever, big cities, big ideas.
Yes.
I'm hoping those will be part of the conversation.
I pray
now,
so.
I know there will be people who will come in with their resumes printed, and then
there's nothing wrong with that as long as you make sure everybody else knows that's what you're doing.
that's right. So if you have your resume, also give to potential politicians, those who are running for office.
Yes.
But you see, we will miss it if we do not give sound note that any barbarism we see from any new person will be visited with some measure of accountability,
No.
which should be set up until those of us in the diaspora understand this, that the power we have is to be able to bring some kind of pressure to bear upon leaders at home. If we don't set that mechanism up,
Yes.
and people know clearly that we are not impressed by how many cars you have and how much money you have in your bank account,
Yes.
but if you're a thief in government, when you come to America, we'll serve you an arrest warrant
And
for corruption.
I like that you said that, because saying that we're going to hold them accountable next time, I don't. Next time is not the time. Now is the time. If somebody has not done what they're supposed to do, the when to hold them accountable is right now. Yes, I'm not saying disrupt conferences that are going on and shout them down. I am saying ask them direct questions, ask them accountable questions, make them take responsibility, and where they don't, make sure that they know what the consequences are. And if they have done anything illegal, that should get them in jail even when they're here, make sure that happens too.
No, because some of us are actually the people that may be helping them. That
is the height of Iberiberism.
That's right. So these are the kinds of things that should be on the table.
And if you think you're helping them or helping yourself, you are mortgaging your children's future, actually your future and your children's future, for a short-term gain. And what happens when that person who is supporting you right now with illegal sources gets found out and gets to suffer the consequences, and they finger you?
No, yeah, and that's the truth. But beyond that, we don't live in Imo State, right?
Yes.
Why is it important that Imo has a good governance?
Oh,
Imo State needs to have good governance, because in many ways, often have the heartland of our Igbo.
That's right.
yes.
Imo and Abia are very, very, very strong legs in the Igbo tripod.
Yes.
You cannot allow Now, let me move sideways a little bit to also point out that Imo and Abia are also very strong bastions of the separatist Biafra movement, IPOB.
Yes.
And it pains me greatly that the leadership of IPOB continues to walk away from removing obstacles to their dream. Maka ọ na truly ịchọrọ ka ihe change and you truly want a new, if you want Biafra, whatever you want, any single mara map away.
Yes.
Yes. Kick out all these people that have represented Agazabachi Rosa. Go and get your PBC. If there is an election, which I don't know that there will be, but if there is an election, make sure, number one, you mobilize all of your people to vote in Onyema Wonyegatri, Imo State, Abia State, Ebonyi State, any state Igbo, Gatri Ofuma, and Wuru somebody Gotara Ebono Torega, put that man in. It helps your struggle a millionfold. So in our boss, we won't participate. All that happens is you put in the wrong people. Where Operation Python Dance took place in Omahia.
Yes.
If you had a governor that was sympathetic to where you wanted to go, maybe the outcome would not have been as bad as it was.
Because if there was a governor that understood what was at stake, the governor at press conference Nirube Nandikalo, then challenge the army with cameras and microphone
to
come through him.
Yes.
To his citizen.
That's his state.
That is his state.
His mandate.
That's right. You stake your place, and that is the point. Because if you inveku, imana ndi Igbo na asino na okwasi omu ya fatuluji fatulum bologu.
Yes.
It's a lot of this, pro Biafra movement. Aputa agalum all their eggs
in one basket.
We know who nkata. Oh, mbana agave the United Nations can declare Biafra.
No, Trump will declare.
So no, that may not happen. That may happen. But abalaka na azana ojiji and agree. Enwe election, councilman, House of Assembly, tinye mmadụ ada mama. Ọ bụ na nya bụ okwulube na house, unu enwe mmadụ ebe a. Olukwana nke a na-ekwuzi no sinye enye ewetara Biafra na government declare ayanalo.
Yes.
But we have to participate in the political process.
Kan kwuo ya etu ọzọ. Ọ bụ na gọọmenti Nigeria si okay na anụ na ife unu na-ekwu, actually ife unu na-ekwu nwere isi IR restructure, actually already restructure no na ndị si na ha Biafra ya anabala onwe ha mana na ya akpana nkata because na Nigeria ji ụgwọ anyị ekene ụgwọ ahụ maka anyị esi ya ọ dị unu ka ha ga-akpọ ndị IPOB si ha bịa na tebụl ka akpa ka ọ dị gị ka Rochas nọ na steeti gị ga-eje represent steeti n'ebe a na-akpa nkata ọ dị gị ka onye na-agagharị n'ilo n'ele afịa na ebulu IPOB bụ ogene ka a ga-akpọ ka ọ dị gị ka councilman na represent your ward ga-eje nọlụ kpa nkata ahụ. Ọ bụ na ịghọta ihe m na-ekwu, what you need to do is make sure you have the right councilman, make sure you have the right chairman, make sure you have the right person in the state senate representing you, make sure you have the right governor. Ọ ga-abụ onwe ka esi ikpe okwu a, onwe ka esi si na a ga-akpabe ha akpalu n'isi. Ọ bụgodị na Nigeria ekwuro mana na-asị ka akpa nkata amalụ na ife ekwelu, ị chọrọ ka ndị na-represent gị wụrụ ndị ma obi gị ga-ekwuchite.
That's right. And because it's the other Wakazana. Because what I see is Ona Fugen, Onya Putane Zikita, Buhari Abalu Topo. Obiamoronya yem anything.
Oh no, Rochas Gano na wago nyocho kono chite state because na ihe Buhari na eme agbasata ihe gbasata what is he doing?
Mana famalo no boss vote. No nwego ndị unu rọpụtara ụmụ afọ Igbo. Mali ife, mala ebe Igbo na-eje ndị ga-ekwuchitela unu ka unu nchara wee bụrụ ndị na-asị na ebe Igbo na-ekwesị ịnọ itinye ndị afọ
okwu sie ike obi esie gị ike.
That's right. Nkata akpala akpa ọ isi ka eji ekwe ya. But what you have now is no representation.
Yeah.
And they do
heavy,
not. They
heavy
have
taxation if the traditional
no.
rulers
And
say
the fact is the
2000.
state governor is the chief security officer of the state.
Yes.
On another security vote. So no obu na ndị Fulani bịaba ana Igbo ka anyị makwa ọkwa nke a ka ọ dị clear.
Yes.
Ọ bụ ọkwa Buhari ka anyị ga-ajụ ese ndụ ndị Igbo. Ọkwa ndị gọvanọ.
Before ajụba ndị gọvanọ, ọ kwesịrị ka ebido jụba ha ajụjụ kịta kedu ihe unu ji security vote unu eme? Unu ji ebunye ndị Naijiria kwadogoro already si ugwu Hausa yiri akwa ndị amị. Unu ji ebunye ha egbe na mma na moto. Ka unu ji edozi obodo at least arọ n'ite ndị ọ ga-abụ isi ha ngwa menụ ka ife akwụsị.
No, ịma nke ka nke.
Yes.
O nwere police commissioner ọbụla nọ n'ala Igbo bụ onye Igbo.
Ife ọjọọ ka ọ bụ na steeti mbi anyị na-achọ ka nya na ogbe ndị ojii anyị chọrọ ka ndị polisi na-alụ n'ogbe ndị ojii wụrụ onye ojii anyị adịghị ekwukwo na ọ bụrụ onye Chicago nọ na ihe anyị ji ekwu ya bụ na onye mma ka ọ dị gị nya ebulu ozu onye ọzọ dịka egbu ogwe osisi mana ọ bụrụ na nke nwanne gị o nwere ka o si adị ọ bụrụ na ị chọọ ka ife dị mma n'obodo ị chọrọ ka onye na-elekọta ife anya bụrụ onye si n'obodo ahụ
ma omenala
maka yes o nwere ife ọ ga-awụ olu isi mba na omenala ka ndị a na-eme agbakwana ha egbe na ihe awụ that's what they're supposed to do. Nwee nke ọ ga-abụ eme isi arapụ ihe a na onwe ka ị ga-esi gwa ya that you take care of it.
Yes.
Nwekwanụ nke onye ahụ ga-eme abatazie na mitu na ụmụnna.
It is not by accident that these things are happening.
Yes.
Now, because I like the drift of this conversation.
Yes.
Because it's allowing us to put some handles for people to know what they can begin to insist on.
Yes.
And look for. Because government, how do you influence government? How do you get good government? Yes. It's still in the hands of the people.
Yes.
The person who is representing you, who is responsible for you.
Yes.
Or somebody who can come down to you and at your level and hear your pain and your conversation.
Yes.
Or somebody who will be waiting to respond to a call on the Abuja.
Onye ji agenda wee bịa.
So because in Kefana MF Kiti, you have election bido, ikolobia ndị Igbo. Onwere ebe ụmụaka gbakọ na agbakoso.
Agba ha tọtọ na.
Abịa gakọva aka. Asino SARS.
Oh yes.
Kpokọlova. Popua.
Amafuzi ebe ha.
Asino IPOB.
Yes.
Onwezi nwatakịrị tụta ofu flag tọgbọ n'ụzọ. The yellow. The yellow, green na red.
Oh. No bidokwa.
Asino fa abịa.
E prescribe no na ekwero.
So that is why we must participate in the political process.
Yes.
Now, if for some reason there's no election, then I'm not an election. But I could have election.
Yes, I agree. Well, therein lies the crux of the issue. Unfortunately, I was in the Igbo. I was the internet warriors.
Paper tigers.
We have failed to do the fundamental things you need to do to begin to create a process. I don't care how you look at it. The first is to seize the political space. So long as Nigeria is a country, as a country, the government today is a legitimate government in the eyes of the world.
Yes.
Take the example of Egypt. Americans in Egypt, you must be democratic. You must be democratic. A senior election, and the Muslim Brotherhood won the election.
Yes.
And now you produce a big dilemma. Makana, we have already buried somewhere.
Yes.
For result. Anything you did to that result had to be seen in the eyes of the world as going against your fundamental belief.
Yes.
So I'm not that way.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of all of this is go and seize the government in your state.
Yes.
Go and seize the government in your state.
Through your ballot box.
Abuja enye instruction ihe ga-eme unu ere unu dị unu n'aka. We have to learn how to play smart.
Yes.
So that's my own recommendation, and I very strongly, all of the separatist movements, no matter where you stand, may support on the governor. If we had 5 Igbo governors plus Rivers plus Mioma,
Yes.
what do I say?
A na-ekwuzi ekwu, a na-eme eme.
That's right.
You see, and if a na-ekwu abụrụ ọbụrụ ebu ndị izizi melie. Mgbe ndị Ireland nọ na nsogbu fa na ndị Britain.
Yes.
Ịma na enwe ndị bụ Oduchiegbu n'ime fa bụ ndị IRA.
Yes.
Then when ndị Sinn Féin bụ ndị bụ ndị ọkaiwu na ndị na-achị achị.
Yes.
Fa form a political party kpọọ Sinn Féin.
Yes.
Ndị anụnwa nọlụ eme ndọrọ ndọrọ. Ndị anụnwa nọlụ ebe a na-asụ oyibo.
Yes.
Mgbe a chọrọ mmadụ fa ewepụta ndị ga na-achị, right? Wee na-ekpokọ onwe fa. Olue mgbe a chọrọ ido akpọkọ fa ncha edo.
Yes.
Fa na ndị Britain do. But Sinn Féin was there, and because of IRA's action, Sinn Féin was at the table. Now, nke ndị Igbo dị iche.
Yes.
Now, IPOB is a peaceful, non-violent movement.
However prescribed.
But
Yes.
you need to be part of a political process. Because Adamama, any down will be Afra. Under Afra, your political arm. Offer Kunuga and flip. Offer Kunuga, Popotano, say where Chibano Biafra.
Oh, Nazotanya Biafra.
Can the gachi?
Can a plan I? Or Apuzotaka Biafra. I ask you, okay, no state.
No,
Apga more, PDP more. Well, maybe because no, we're going to near. Hanoluzi kai form was a political party.
Yes.
I nanyaba warrior ton gali change something else.
Yes. So not the never and ve or Bafanti. Nkedi 1 year Makane Imo State. You talked about our Hakim.
Yes.
One of the things that was held against our Hakim, but that's normal of.
No Pialo,
Reverend Father.
Oh, so Reverend Father, my reporter, man. No Piala, yes.
Ọtụtụ n'ime ndị ụka wee pụta wee sichaa na achọzi agbọ.
Yes.
Ọrọfasa wee dupụta m Okorocha.
Well,
Yes, Bishop Obinna of Owerri.
Yes.
Was instrumental.
Yes.
He knows Wole. Ka achọ dị onye ọzọ tinye nna ịgbalị ala. This will pay ka achọ somebody else. Eme onye ga-apụta ugbu a gwa ndị a na-achị na you have done well, but nyefe. It's time to change speed.
Yes. So again, why I brought that up
yes,
is that the big elephant in the Igbo room,
yes,
Boka. If Koku Siemens, na father.
In a Koku, so before I abanyoku Siemens na father, actually me get to the federal level because no welofu onyo kochukwu no na Enugu na agwa anyị na Chineke gwalia bue na amụma na Buhari bụ nzọpụta Nigeria.
Yes.
And onye nke asị na ojekwuru Jonathan mechazie adịkasị na Patience kwere ya nkwa ego mana ya ego abịara ọ baba mba na ọ na-abụ ya akpọzie wee nyekwu ya somebody else instead ịpachi ya through wee buo amụma nke Buhari ji bata so ndị Igbo na nwoke ahụ Buhari bụ ha abalị oke, which is still paining me because that's my name. Onye Igbo na ọ ga-afụ maka ndozi Igbo na Niger Bridge nke Igbo na nke ịtọ na nke nọ na-abịa. Now what happened? Onwego onye jụrụ ya ajụjụ ama m na onwere onye gụrụ egwu si ya Mbaka why ka mkpọzi afịa mana onwego onye
asị m nke ahụ ị ga-echetakwa ya maka mmadụ zụrụ ya
mmadụ si ya Mbaka why mana sọsọ egwu ka ha go kedu ndị na-ajụ ya mmadụ one ka na-etrupu ụlọ ụka ya na ụlọ akwụkwọ ya and patronizing him and doing all these things without ịjụ ya ajụjụ Chukwu agwara gị kedu Chineke aba maka kedu which one
Ogwalo ka on Innufiel.
Yes.
No, because if you didn't bụ na instead of ndị ụka maka oge ụfọdụ ekwe ya n'ụdị na ọ bụ na ị tụrụ ọlụ onye dị etu onye dị etu a na ikwesịrị ọ bụ na ọkụ mmụọ ekwurọta gị na ịma na-elizi olili instead of ife ndị ụka ga na-eme onye ọbụla bụ onye isi dịka onye na-ekpokọwa ndị mmadụ is to educate the people by allowing them to hear. I don't even have any problem
with you having your own partisan view. Yes.
If the church will organize candidate forum, asina tata na enwe candidate forum. No ndo ka na organize
wherever you are from.
Ndị niile na-azọ gọvanọ na ga abịa fakwo ife ga alụ obodo ikposa ndị nke emesisi onye ọbụla wezi ili ego ezi ọnụ.
Yes.
That is how you educate the people. If we do not do social political voter education, so the people will know the issues and the people will begin to now assess candidates based on those issues.
Not personalities.
Not personalities. Or whether on Abiyama Snisi Ototo. Bible study
na support.
You got to go?
Yes.
Night.
Morning.
So that has nothing to do with, because actually the church has placed themselves in this place of governance that church, has failed the Igbo
church
people.
Is sold out. I said this before, that the church is a political system from day one. The Church of Jesus Christ has always been a political system. What I mean by that is the church always had their own platform and what they stand for and what they stand against, so that they will always say this is it. It used to be that the Ten Commandments meant something. It used to be that the other laws that supported the Ten Commandments or got you that way used to mean something. That was the political system the church had. It existed before Jesus. When Jesus showed up, he was a political person. If you don't know, read your Bible and come and challenge me and tell me that I'm wrong. Jesus always challenged the system and told him what his view was. Yes. It was always a political system. Rome killed them because they were a political system. Every other place they were killed because they were the reason Jesus was killed was they thought he was challenging the political authority. King of the Jews, that's one of the things against him.
Yes.
But also, when he was being killed, when Christians were being killed, is because they were bringing in another political system that was challenging the government.
Yes.
The church has always been a political system. It has not been the same political system as what existed. What has happened currently is that the church is sold out to the highest bidder.
Amen.
I called him now.
This is Mazi Okechukwu, and he hears it, and I approve this message.
I approve this message. I approve this message.
This is WGHC 98.3 FM. Your voice, your music, your station. And you're listening to Straight Talk, where we discuss current affairs from our own worldview, which is the Igbo perspective.
Yes, yes.
And we are not afraid to speak to power, to speak our minds, and to ask for other people to bring their comments and to share their own views.
Yes.
Maka like ndị Igbo na-ebelieve na uche bụ akpa. Onye pụta ọnyalụ nke. Onye na nke. And nke m akọnam. And also, I say, ibe amaghị ibe ezie.
Yes.
And that is what has made our
civilization.
civilization.
There is always space for different opinions. At the square.
And that is one of the things that have allowed debate.
Yes.
Within the Igbo space.
Yes.
That should not be killed. So uche bụ akpa afọ onye pụta ọnyalụ nke.
Yes.
You have to have an opinion. You cannot just be mugu.
Yes.
That's why Rochas is right. There's a lot of Iberiberism.
There is. Onye amara asụ ọsụọ onye amara asụ ya sụọ n'ikwe.
That's what the Igbo na say.
Yes.
What we have been doing is literally take the pistol and hit it straight back on our toes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Onye sụọ n'ụkwụ. Oda. Owele mbazu ma n'ụkwụ ya instead of igwuji.
Ọwụkwazi onye.
Then some of it is banu. You know, we are trying to quickly get out of the situation.
And I think the last time I said no banu man and how bunu.
Oh,
yes.
You know, because at this point we have to be deliberate.
Yes.
We've now seen that election has consequences.
Oh,
These
yes.
things are not child's play.
No.
These things are not, let's try and see.
It has nothing to do with the alphabets. It has nothing to do with APC or PDP or ABGA or whatever letter you're cheering.
Madu ka anyị ga-achọba.
Yes.
Madoka of Igbo go nafa.
Yes.
Madakonam.
Yes.
That good leaders will never lack good leaders.
Onye nwere akọ na uche.
Onye nwere akọ ma ife.
Yes.
Mala etu esi ahazi obodo. Because obodo bụ nhazi ka a na-ahazi ya.
Yes.
Chekwa ya echekwa, due ya edue.
Yes.
Wee dozie ya ọfụma. But what we have now is
free for all.
Free for all. You know.
Yes.
Ọchabute. Ọkwatago.
Oh, yes.
Na-enwe amadi nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Senator Aralibe.
Thank God they released him.
Okay. Ọ dị ka asị onye kwue nyeke efuru.
Oh yes. Dino Malaya kwuru nke ya abịa tọrọ ya si na ọsọ azụ elukwazie court ndị a si na all the security agents jụ na ha makwazi ndị bịara ịtọrọ ya.
Yes.
There are videos of who those are. I'm pretty sure they answer to somebody.
Yes.
Nke ahụ gaa Alaribe kwuo asị ya who sent you jee n'ụlọ ya jee tọrọ ya elukwazie court George na-asị na o nwere mgbe o ji nye ọda si jekwa jee kpụta nwoke a. So who gave the order for those security agents to go get him?
But then I ask the question.
Yes.
Why is he not filing a civil rights civil suit with good...
His lawyers should, unless there are protocols in Nigeria I'm not aware of, he should be suing everybody that got into his house unapproved.
Right. Yes.
Anybody that made his life uncomfortable.
And
if he has a good lawyer,
it should be a civil suit.
And if it's a fair system.
Yes.
Because
again,
now agba nkịtị, that's the if you onye kpọ obi mkpọkọrọ ịgba nkịtị, it will happen again. Maybe not to you, but to somebody else. And na-eme ihe they get emboldened. And they said to your presidents that agency court, George, I said, lawyer, I said, ya na-eme nke a based on precedents emelu mgbe ni.
And I must give a shout out to the Justice Nako.
Yes.
Who was bold.
Yes.
And upright. And at least showed the independence of the judiciary.
Yes.
By clearly didn't want to forge or try to make it look like... I know
that weekend I was saying that the Bar Association, the MB of Nigeria should... my hats off to that man. He did what he was...
That's right. He was the one that opened up the case.
Yes.
But the government should not go scot-free. Because if they can violate the rights of a sitting senator.
Yes. It is so this is one and the same thing. They are violating the rights of citizens in Benue State, in any state that they want, with pulling out security officers in Makurdi and wherever Boko Haram is coming until after they leave, or pulling them out when the herdsmen go and attack these people and kill them, and then show up and arrest the people who are actually trying to chase these herdsmen away with kitchen knives. This is one and the same thing. If you go against their plan, they find a way for you. If it's not Dino Malaya, it is Alaribe. If it's not Alaribe, it is somebody else. Yeah. I'm waiting to hear, because it's going to happen, that they went after T.Y. Danjuma. I'm waiting to hear that Obasanjo is now in their net because he's starting to speak out. Not that he's a saint, but at least he should say it. He should. If you see something that is bad, it doesn't matter if you have been. My good friend told me this, and I've been reading the Bible without applying it, but he did tell me this. You may have been doing all the bad things before, but he told me that if any man is in Christ. So if Obasanjo is now coming to Christ, and he's beginning to speak out against all the bad things that are happening in Nigeria, and calling them by name, and being specific about it, let's deal with what's on hand today. There are consequences to every action, and I think if there are consequences and accountability, he should be able to give them. But that does not preclude him from saying what's right and speaking out when evil is being practiced.
Oh, sure. You see, again, you can't make the argument and so and so what's going on. No.
He shouldn't handcuff you from what's right.
That's right.
Yes.
Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Hindsight is 20/20.
That's right. Again, you're listening to WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. And this is Straight Talk Radio. One of our sponsors for this program is the Imo State Congress, which is having its annual international convention here in the great city of Chicago.
Yes.
At the Holiday Inn Chicago, that's North Shore Skokie. The address is 5300 West Dewey Avenue. It starts on the 6th of November and goes all the way to 6th of July and goes all the way to Sunday the 8th. So for every Imo indigene and those who love Imo State. Come out and support them. Registration is $75 per person. And I hear quite a great number of people are coming from outside, from Imo State, dignitaries, politicians, business leaders, and of course, a lot of Imo are flying in from all around the United States. On Friday is a cultural extravaganza, and you cannot miss the dance.
So,
the
if
music,
nothing
and
else,
the
come
food.
meet people from Imo State.
That's right.
Who are in the United States, just like you are from Imo State, but an extra, come meet the people that are representing Imo coming
And
from
some of them
Nigeria.
will be here. Yes.
And
the gala is on Saturday evening, I understand, and it's going to be a big do, as they say in my neck of the
Obaga
woods.
there, so show up.
Ishewu. And so again, many of us will be here, and then on Saturday we'll be here, maybe highlighting some of what was going on at
things
that
that are
conference.
yes.
So your contact person is Dr. Jovita Anyanwu, and I did give out a phone number which we will give out again to allow those who want to call to get more information. 708-256 8886. You can actually send him a text on that number, 708-256-8886. Again, this is Straight Talk Radio coming to you from WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. If you want to listen to us, you can always find us on Facebook Live, WGHC 98.3 FM, Facebook Live, or you can download the app. This is the best thing you can do for yourself. For those who have iPhone, download the app, WGHC 98.3 FM app, and you'll be able to listen to our voice, your music, and this is from your station. Anywhere, 24/7. You don't need to be in Chicago. We have listeners from all across the globe. We have people listening in New Zealand, Australia, in Italy. In fact, we had people listening from Russia during the World Cup.
And Nigeria.
Of course. Tune in radio for those who are on
Android or
is
Windows.
Tune In Radio app. So you can always download the app and or tune in and listen to WGHC 98.3 FM. We are coming slowly to the end of our second half of this program. And so I would like to say to Mazi Obasi, any closing thoughts?
Well, agwọ nọ n'akịrịka. Onye nwere ire were ya gụọ eze ya ọnụ. Onye na-eche mgbe Mezaya ga-esi n'eluigwe bịa zọọ ya. Eche m oge ịla n'iyi gị adịghị anya. People need to begin to mobilize and begin to aggregate to start changing things in their own neighborhood, and hopefully that will bring change to the whole of that entity called Nigeria. There one.
Mazio, okay.
So I think T.Y. Danjuma said it. If you're waiting for a savior to come get you and save you when these people come after you, you're wasting your time. The savior has come already. Jesus saved you already. What you need to do now is work your salvation. What that means is, if you are sitting and you hear that these people are coming to get you, you have two options. You could either commit suicide, which means you stay there and wait for them to come kill you. Why I'm calling it suicide is because you have accepted and acquiesced that it's okay for them to come get you and kill you. The other option is you could pick race. And then the other option is you could stand and defend yourself with a bunch of people and defend your neighborhood. Because nobody is coming. Atuolo omalo. Atuolo ofeke. Ofenyi sinafia. Koro etua.
Igbo si na agha akalaka.
Adeli ngwano.
N'odeli ngwano. Igbo kachi.
Bano obek obodo.
Ọ bụ ntị chilie.
Yes.
Ka ọ dị nkachi fonu. Again, see you on Saturday. We'll be here from 4 to 5. Same station, WGHC FM 98.3 FM. Your voice, your music, your station. Thanks to our engineer, Kofi Barton, for wonderful work. Catch your phone.
Catch your phone.
I am Mazi KK Odeluga.
Mazi Ejikeme Obasi.
Na Mazi Oke Okachuku.
This is Straight Talk Radio, the world as we see it.
Coming to you from WGHC 98.3 FM. Your voice, your music, your station.
Listen to us this and every Saturday at 4 to 5 p.m. U.S. Central, and this and every Tuesday at 9 to 10 p.m. U.S. Central.
Ndewono.
You're listening to WGHC 98.3 FM.
Why yo, but we are nothing friend from the see the first time. After just instant, I'm a why yo, get anything you like. Long as you are right, then me alright. Me know you man, that's why I'm alive.
Your voice, your music.
Whether me in a skirt or jeans or short shorts, head race when me walk past. Me feel the eyes, believe the eye. Me love the lights, me do it spy.
Baby, pana, they say you like you all I got you all baby, pana. Anywhere that you go, I can follow you to go, baby. New level.
You're listening to WGHC 98.3 FM.
New level, new level. New level, new level. New level, new level. I them turn Tony in a rebel. Pam pam banana pam banana banana pam pam banana pam banana pam pam pam